After reading, I will walk around this cell from here to here, or sideways from left to the right.
Bam, had to stop on that. For those of you who know, forever convicts, you already know, man, pacers, bro. I was a pacer in prison. But this right here, bro, is pacing at its finest. Because one thing about prison is you get institutionalized after doing so many years or decades in prison. You learn about structure because they have structure, and they do it, I guess, trying to, like, I don't know if it's to rehabilitate or to psychologically control you. They cut the lights on at 6 a.m. He's got a routine. You know, he wakes up, brushes his teeth, take a shower. But you can notice that he's got all his books and all his stuff in one area. You know, that's like where they go. And I guarantee you they're all like in order and nice. And he just began to mention like his pacing route. This man got a route for pacing. Like literally, like you don't have much to do, so you mastermind and you structure every little thing that you do.
All right, good afternoon. This is State of Florida versus Stephen Testa with multiple cases before the court.
Yo, what's poppin', man? It's your boy E.I. the King, and this is the Incarceration Podcast, where I talk about prison, pre, post, and present, and how everything that I experienced throughout my incarceration has forever changed my life. This is the Incarceration. All right, so listen, Forever Convict family, today we are doing our first reaction video of a prison and just giving you guys an inside look of another prison. Today, we're overviewing a prison outside the country in Singapore. And I'm just gonna go ahead and share with you my thoughts and my perspectives as a fellow convict doing over 12 years in the state of Florida. Just sharing just, you know, the differences from the prisons that I've been in here in the United States compared to this prison outside the country. So let's go ahead and let's check out this prison in Singapore. Let's go ahead and check it out.
Of competitions. 2009 to 2011, that's when I started to get recognized in overseas. So from 2011 till 2014, I managed to get skateboarding sponsorship from local and overseas.
Real quick, they started with a story about this guy having, you know, sponsorships from skateboard companies. Sad prison story of everybody's story. I would say about a good maybe 65, 75% of people who are incarcerated, at least from my experience in the United States of America, men, we all come from, a lot of us who come from a street lifestyle come from athleticism. So you hear a lot of these stories, man, of guys going to college or having college scholarships in high school and somehow getting caught up in the street life, committing some type of crime and forfeiting everything, bro, and ending up going to prison and then having to just live with the reality of, dang, bro, I just threw away a huge opportunity. So let's check out this prison.
Usually for skateboarding shoe, we must have the right sole. Much more flat than this.
Skateboarding shoe.
Then it's not slippery. For exercise, I don't think it's helpful.
Man, in the chain gang here in America, we call them.
Outside you can smell like, you know, the bus field, the grass, the trees, cigarette smell, yeah, perfumes.
Staring out the window.
Prison, you only can smell like walls.
I gotta stop with that too. So, bro, if you've done any amount of time, see, like here, it looks like this prison kind of, well, I mean, I don't know, I only seen a snippet, but he's staring out the window trying to see what's going on. It looks like they don't have much access to outside, maybe. So especially from my experience in the county jail, it's different. In prison in Florida, you can get out on the pound and move around. But he's looking out the window because he probably maybe doesn't get that much exposure to sunlight and to outside, and is just fantasizing about the free world and society just by looking out the window. But I specifically stopped because he mentioned the smell of the walls. For those of you who know Forever Convict family, you already know that each prison, each dorm, each compound, each unit got this distinct smell. And it's not glorious, you know, it don't smell great. But, you know, there can be that kind of bland smell of like a factory. You know what I mean? He said he smelled walls.
The last competition I had before COVID, roughly around 2018 or 2019. And then COVID started to happen. So there was no competition.
So he was a professional skateboarder for real.
I was in a relationship, but then I have a girlfriend. I argue with my girlfriend. I didn't mean
to hurt her. Domestic.
It's just my mistake that I grabbed.
I didn't mean to hurt her.
March 2020.
In prison for abuse.
That's where I started my sentence.
Looks like they're like going over, you know, each incarcerated individual's charges while they're in prison. All right, bam! Look at that. Dang! Look at that, bro. All right, so this is the biggest difference, obviously, so far. I don't know if these guys are in confinement or if this is just the regular living condition of an incarcerated individual in Singapore. But that right there, damn. Bro, no bunk, no mat. He don't got nothing in there, bro. Nothing. That's hard time, bro. Dang.
It's a one-man cell. And you're all alone in the cell.
Yeah.
That loneliness, when you can't express yourself, when you need to talk to someone, you're stuck. And I feel I'm a bad person. I think I make a lot of mistakes. I have to accept this is my punishment.
All right, that right there is a different type of time. Being in the state of Florida in prison and not being in confinement or on CM, which is known as the slab, controlled management, you're able to leave your dorm, go to the rec yard, go to school, go to chapel, go to different things. This boy right here is stuck in a one-man cell with literally looks like nothing. I didn't even see a book. We'll look here in a second. But dang, bro, that's hard time. And the biggest challenge that he mentioned, for those of you forever convicts who've done a amount of time in confinement by yourself, you already know the biggest battle is that mental battle. And he's talking about being alone. So, you know, we're going to keep looking, but I could just imagine that the majority of these guys spend their days and their nights on the windows, but it looks like they closed the flap, like they don't even have access to a window, or maybe under the door screaming and yelling at each other, because you have got to have some type of human interaction. Because even if you have stuff to read, if you got stuff to read, it's definitely helpful. But if you're in there by yourself and only stuck to your own thoughts, literally can go insane for real. Hey, Forever Convict family, listen, we are on the journey to 50,000 subs. Right now, we're at 24K. We're almost at the halfway point. So if you guys have not yet subscribed to this channel, please go ahead and do so. Share this channel with anybody who enjoys prison content. And let's go ahead and blow this channel up to 50,000 subs. This is max for sure.
B1 is a maximum security institution, and it also houses inmates with very long sentences, inmates who are receiving violent intervention program.
I'm back. Yep.
We do not want any unnecessary conflicts, so that's also one of the reasons why we house them in single man cell.
State of Florida, man, the biggest.
Our prisons have to be Spartan,
used for the police,
not affront to human dignity. It is, as you can see, bare. It is.
All right, look, hold on, I want to show y'all something. All right. Look, watch this, watch this.
But not affront to human dignity.
Look at the wing, watch the wing. Bam, right there. First of all, it's not open bay, one-man cell. I mean, unless there's two-man cells and they haven't showed us yet. But you see the vast hallways you got here. So there's something in prison that's called fishing. When you're in confinement, and if you're trying to shoot something to another cell. I remember the first time I seen fishing, I was in confinement, and I think it was like, you know, at night, and I was sleeping, and I woke up and jumped off my bunk to take a piss. And as I'm walking to my the toilet, I look at my peripheral to the window, like my window that's open to my cell, and I see a book like flying, like just flying. I'm like, what the hell? I double take. And then I look closer, and there's like a little fine line, and it's because people are fishing from one cell to another. And they actually made a little ramp, jumped over that tier. You see how the two tiers are like on the second story? You can make little ramps, and you can fly a piece of soap or a piece of plastic And if you put like paper, or you got to push out paper and use a long stick to push it, and literally they'll take a little like piece of paper or cardboard, fold it up, make a little ramp, slide it under the door, then take a whole bunch of long pieces of paper, like folded together so it's like a long stick, and then they'll push that ramp all the way up by the thing. Here it looks almost impossible because they got a fence, but I bet you they still do it. And you can slide that little piece of plastic that's kind of heavy and got some weight to it with your string from your boxers or your shirts, and you tie it and fling over, and you just do it literally for hours until it will land on the other side of the tier. It doesn't have to get under the door. It just has to land in the hallway. And then the guy in his cell, he can throw out his line, and then he'll spin around the line. He'll catch it. He'll slowly pull it. He'll snag it, and they'll slowly pull it. And then when he gets your line, he's just got to pull that line in. And whatever you attach to the line, you don't ever give him the end of your line. You need a whole bunch of it. So you just tie a book or something. You can do it through this, like the spine of the book. And literally, you can transfer books. And that's how I seen that flying book that one night in confinement. And it's called Fishing. So let's get back to it.
It is, as you can see, bare. It is simple. But at the same time, prison's conditions has to facilitate rehabilitation.
Man, that's not rehabilitation. That's torture.
507.
Yeah, so this is basically where I'm staying. This is my home. Usually this is my area of sleeping. Usually I don't wear clothes on because inside this cell it's very hot.
Bro, when you're in a two-man cells and you're not in an open bay and there's no fans, extremely hot. You live in your boxers. And that's if you have like another cellies. You got two guys in the room. Out of respect for your cellie, you're not going to be naked. That's weird. So I'm sure these guys are probably naked unless the police don't let them. But I'm sure when the police ain't walking around, these guys are probably naked. It's because that's how hot it is. And, it's freaking torture. Look at this map, bro.
Usually like 4 a.m., 5 a.m., I wake up already. So we have nothing to do because it's very dark. So we try to go back to sleep.
You gotta learn the master of sleeping. Try to sleep away your time.
Once the light on, then I will go to our washroom over here.
All right, they got their own shower in the cell. So that means they don't get walked to showers. So that prevents them from getting out of the cell even more, which sucks.
So when we bathe, I brush teeth, then I will come back to this area again to read my Bible.
Okay, shout out to a fellow believer. Allowing God to transform his life in the bed, you know what I mean?
After reading, I will walk around this cell from here to here, or sideways from left to the right.
Bam, I had to stop on that. For those of you who know, forever convicts, you already know, man, pacers, bro. I was a pacer in prison. But this right here, bro, is pacing at its finest. Because one thing about prison is you get institutionalized after doing so many years or decades in prison. You learn about structure because they have structure. And they do it, I guess, trying to like, I don't know if it's to rehabilitate or to psychologically control you. They cut the lights on at 6 a.m. He's got a routine. He wakes up, brushes his teeth, take a shower. But you can notice that he's got all his books and all his stuff in one area. That's like where they go. And I guarantee you they're all like in order and nice. And he just began to mention like his pacing route. This man got a route for pacing. Like literally, like you don't have much to do, so you mastermind and you structure every little thing that you do. All right, I had to switch
when
mics.
I'm boring, I actually did count. By my feet, it's about like 7. The width is 5.
He knew how big the cell was. Of course he does. I bet you he knows the measurements based upon his feet, like literally. Dang, that's crazy, bro.
From 7 to 7:15, we have started with a mindfulness practice. So there is a music we'll play.
Bro, I wonder if that drives him crazy. so I got mixed feelings about this. All right, so y'all probably gonna think this is weird, obviously. So when I was in prison, I used to listen to static, like radio, white noise a lot, because a lot of times when I'd be in prayer or I'd be reading the Bible or just reading the book, it'd be hard for me just to listen to music and pay attention to what I was reading. And there's so much chaos going on around me. I would listen to white noise and I would just like register, like block it out. But it's so I couldn't hear nothing around me so I could focus on what I was doing. So yeah, it's weird, crazy, whatever, but it worked for me. And literally, like, I had like cellies and people who used to like know me and live around me. They used to clown like, "Damn, bro, like, yeah, it's kind of weird. My dog be listening to white noise," because I listen to it a lot because I be trying to focus on when I was reading and stuff. But this right here, I mean, of course, like, it's kind of like instrumentals, and I guess it is soothing, and like I said, it's scientifically proven to cause like, you know, lack of anxiety and to calm them down. But I mean, if you don't want to hear that and they play it every day, I wonder if it drives people crazy. Man, like, might be like a form of torture, kind of.
Attention to all HQ2 inmates. Stand by for the morning master check. I repeat, stand by for the morning master check. You are required to stand up with your t-shirt tucked in and greet the officer.
Class A.
Okay, master.
Inspection, man.
Okay, good morning.
They probably gotta have, like they said,
Master check is a process where we account for the inmates' head count in our prisons. So let's say, for example, if I have 150 inmates in my house unit, I must make sure I have 150 head counts accounted for.
Morning, sir.
Good morning.
Not just seeing them, I also need to make sure that they are responding, get his acknowledgement as well.
Good morning.
To make sure that he's not feeling unwell or anything.
Okay, Bravo. Day room 1 master, total present 4-1.
Do anything
4-1.
professional. I'm sure the guys definitely don't stand there at the door telling the officers good morning. Highly doubt that. They probably don't have to stand up, but if they did, that'd be crazy.
Grow your business with a professional email and Microsoft 365 from GoDaddy. Organize your life all in one.
So once master check, about like 20 minutes, then our full ledge will open.
Yeah, usually this is very important to us because it's our first view of the day from long lockout from yesterday night.
Before the breakfast, the shaver will be issued and they will shave inside the cell.
All right, you see them giving their IDs over for the razor. The reason why they do that is because before they hand the razor, the officers got to make sure the razor blade's in there and it's not tampered with. And whenever they get the razor blade back, they got to make sure that the razor blade is still in there, and then they give them their ID. And they do that because obviously a lot of times guys will take the razor and after they shave, they'll take the razor, but there's a way around it. All you got to do is take like a pack of tuna or a piece of tinfoil off of something, you cut it with the razor, and you put it back in where the razor's supposed to be to make it look like a razor. Hack.
After 10 minutes, we will collect back the shaver. Around 7:45, so our attendants will issue breakfast to them.
So our breakfast usually consists of 4 pieces of bread.
Before we talk about these 4 pieces of bread, it looks like they give them the opportunity to hang out a little bit, which I don't know if it's for the cameras or if they let them do that, but that's pretty dope. If they let them hang out and talk, open the flap like that, then that's cool. At least they get like the human interaction, you know what I mean? But 4 pieces of bread for breakfast is crazy. Hopefully there's more.
So they will pass it through
Our full ledge.
Morning, bro.
Good morning. Then we will
Dang!
our mark. So
They literally only give 4 pieces of bread for breakfast. That's crazy.
put it here. Once we give our television tea or coffee, then we will bring it in. After this door will close.
I wonder if the coffee's caffeinated. A lot of prisons, they don't serve caffeine. It'll be decaf. I don't know why, but that's just what it is.
I'll finish my breakfast, everything. I will walk again.
He's going back on his route, y'all. He knows his pacing route. He's switching it up very well.
This is the central kitchen, giving meals for the entire cluster B. Per day, we have over 2 meals, lunch and dinner, approximately about 7,000 to 8,000.
See, this is probably what it is. It's a maximum security prison, but those guys in a one-man cell, those are probably the maximum security inmates. See, the guys, the inmates running the kitchen, they're probably lower custody and lower security, and they're able to work. So their time's definitely a lot better. They're not stuck in a single-man cell all day torture like that. They actually have a job and can get out and move around, feel more like a human being and have responsibility and have a sense of fulfillment of accomplishing things.
Meals prepared for prison officers, volunteers, and inmates. In this kitchen, the meals are prepared by inmate kitchen workers. Staff here, don't mind, can close door 10, close door 10, open door 11. Okay, here is preparing the vegetables for tomorrow's lunch and tomorrow's dinner. People might wonder if it's safe for inmates to use this type of tools in this workshop. But as you can see,
I was just actually about to say that, right? So I was paying attention to how actually smooth he was cutting and how good it was cutting. So in the state of Florida, man, that's called the salad prep guy. The guy cutting all the salads and all that, they call him the salad prep guy. This guy's little like cooler with all the vegetables and all that. And like he's about to explain, it's going to be chained to his little workstation. But in Florida, those little pieces of metal, they're just super dull. And you literally got to bam, 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 bam. You got to just like really crank that thing. And then the guys, you got to like take it on the ground and you got to sharpen it. You know what I mean? They're supposed to have things where you sharpen it, but they never give them to you. So you just got to use it against like the ground and keep sharpening it. But he looks like he's cutting through that thing with ease. So his apparently are probably sharp for real. But of course, like you said, you know, they got it chained up.
the tools here, they are chained. When they come to the kitchen, right, we'll monitor their attitude and their performance. And we'll see who is suitable for which location. So like say veggie cutting area requires a lot of cutting and grinding. So we need inmates here with the correct composure and correct mind to perform this type of task. Okay, what's okay? They prepare the tray. Okay.
Yo, they got real chicken though, and it's raw chicken. In the state of Florida, man, you only get real chicken every Tuesday night, Bird Day. I don't know how often they have it there, but looks like real chicken, man, and it's not chicken on the bone, so looks like their food looks all right. I mean, besides the freaking 4 pieces of bread, god dang.
Okay, now you can arrange. There will be chefs from the Singapore Airport Terminal Services in short sets who will be here to educate and guide the inmates on how to prepare the meals. The kitchen caters for 6 to 8 different diets approved based on the dietitian recommendation.
All right, those trays actually look pretty good. 2 hard-boiled eggs, looks like fried chicken, the white rice, and that wonton soup and some greens. I smashed that tray. I bust them down. I eat them right now. Every time I go back into a prison right now for ministry or speaking engagement, I try to, if they allow me to hang out like on the compound and go back into the chow hall, I definitely eat me a tray. I don't do it because it's free food and I'm hungry. I do it because I try to tap back into my incarceration and remember where God delivered me from. But that food looks decent. I bust down one right now, you know, and it's actually a pretty good portion. So
we have normal, non-meat, soft diet, which means minced diet, off chili for people who can't take spicy food, low purine, for people who can't take things like tofu, and low sugar for inmates who have diabetes. The kitchen.
And that's one thing about the chow hall, bro. With state law, especially obviously in America, but thankfully they're in their country too. They got all the dietary laws and restrictions, and people with different type of, you know, diseases and the vitamins and the calories they need, or religious reasons. You know, they'd always have different styles of trays, but you got to get approved for them through medical or through the chaplain, depending upon what your reason is. So that's why they have like different alternatives of the main tray.
Will ensure that the daily protein and vegetable nutrition requirement is catered for the inmates. Every day they have different types of food. So let's say for Monday, they have baked chicken. For Tuesday, they will have fish. Food production is done on an industrial scale. The inmates are the one preparing the meals, ensuring that the inmates, right, they get the proper amount of food. The food, after it's being packed, is placed in these food trolleys. These food trolleys will ensure the food is kept warm until it reaches the inmates.
Taking them to the wings. All right, see, that's what I was getting at right there. That looks like they're even probably at a different facility. It's probably on the same compound, but those are probably the lower custody inmates making the food for the maximum security. So yeah. Side note, that's the place to be in prison, is in food service. Just because, you know, you get out the dorm, you work all day, and normally you get to eat as much food as you want. Even if the police don't let you, you know, obviously everybody steals. And there's always leftovers, but, you know, they normally always eat good. And those guys passing out the trays are orderlies. Or runarounds. So they won't even allow the orderlies to have contact with the guys in the cells. They have to.
So Wednesday afternoon, usually we eat mee or bihun. So today is mee goreng. This one is like totally, if give point 0 to 10, I would say maybe it's 0. Because it's very cold, and sometimes the meat also hardened already. When I was doing those illegal stuff, was money was well to do, I do bring my kids because they love restaurants, the Western food. Mostly every day I eat restaurant, so compared to the food now, it's like totally one heaven and one hell. Usually after eating, I still feel hungry. Portion to me is not enough. For lunch, usually we don't have.
Dog, that's one thing about prison. You are always hungry. And to be honest, man, I don't eat 3 meals out here a day. I never did, just because I'm always ripping and running, of course, previously in the streets, you know, but even now living a sober lifestyle, and as an entrepreneur and a law-abiding citizen, I still don't eat 3 meals a day because I'm always moving. But when you're in there and you're not doing nothing and you're confined, man, you're just starving. So them 3 trays a day, them 3 straight trays are not enough, man. You gotta have canteen or a hustle to get canteen.
Meat. Dinner time, you have 2 breast chicken or fish. Over the years, I really start to adapt the food. But eventually, I still miss the food outside.
If you're a web designer, here are 4 Wix Studio features you gotta know.
The way we being served or what is like being treated as pet in the cage. For me, it's definitely hard.
But let orderlies go sell the cell with the snacks. They got canteen, there goes the canteen.
Today I left with 50 days to go. I've collected all these items so that I can reward myself every single night for my countdown.
Talking about his countdown, rewarding himself. He might be fasting for religious reasons. Man, that's a big old freaking prison.
B1 is one of the maximum security prisons. We hold about 500 plus inmates. Okay, Bravo can grab me day room 1 slider. The cells that we have here in B1 is special in a way that it's all single-man cell. In other places, you have 3-man cell, a 4-man cell, and 8-man cells.
Like I was mentioning earlier, I'm sure it's broken down, obviously, based upon security.
Over here, you see the inmate cell door. All right, it consists of 3 key items over here, which is the viewing panel, and we have 2 apertures, one on top and one below. There's this portion which is perforated, so from here we can hear and talk to the inmates inside. It is not encouraged to talk through the aperture because you know, we do not know what they have up their sleeve. They can
throwing feces. If you don't know, bro, it looks like confinement, honestly, or this is just the max spot, like they're saying. Man, bro, when people got life sentences or on death row or just crazy or savage criminals and are incarcerated, it's a thing to throw feces and piss. You know, that's like the ultimate act of disrespect to the police. And, you know, if you don't know, 90% of the time, you know, there is a inmate administration, inmate police divide. And just because, you know, they're the ones keeping you locked up, even though it's like the crimes that, you know, we committed to get us there, whatever. It's just the culture, you know. So that's why he's saying stay away from the flaps. They don't open the flaps because they don't want to get drowned with urine or feces.
Throw things, or they can grab all your items nearby the aperture.
Or grab their stuff, like you said.
All right, so the poster you see over here is basically the cell layout which the inmates have to follow. They are given a set of items inside the cell. So when it's time for master check, they have to arrange the items according to the poster which is given over here. The inmates will be given a clear pail, a soap box, a mug with a cover. All right, it's transparent so that staff can see what they are hiding inside. They are given a plastic spoon, right, for them to use when they eat their meal. And we have a set of toothbrush and toothpaste. The toothpaste is made in a way that it's clear and you can see things inside. If they were to hide.
It's funny because they always give everybody clear stuff like they can't hide stuff. But, you know, they know, just like we know, Forever Convict family, that in that cell right there, even though it appears like it's nothing, there's a million places to hide stuff in that cell. A million. And even that toothbrush is not long, it's not big because they are, you know, they can sharpen it down and make a knife. But even that small one, you can make a knife with that one too. Still sharpen it up, you know, get a light to it, you know, make it really sharp, even how small it is, and you just tie it on something else longer. Chain gang methodology, you know what I mean?
Anything inside, it will be visible for staff to see. And if you see the toothbrush over here, it is made in a way that it's very short, because if they were to use this as a weapon, I would say pretty much it won't cause much damage compared to a longer toothbrush. Each inmate will also get 2 blankets, big enough to cover the whole body. Last but not least, we have the straw mat for them to lay out and sleep on the hard.
That's the freaking mat. What the heck is that?
Ground. If they want it to be more cushioned, then they will just fold the blanket in a way and make it like a mattress. This is the toilet area where the inmate go to the toilet and also take a shower. So the CCTV will capture everything inside the cell, including the toilet.
Dang, and they got the cameras in the cells. So all privacy is gone. And obviously as men and testosterone, you know, they got to take care of business, man. And dang, bro, they got the camera right there, you know what I mean? And you can see, obviously, it's a different country, you know, because, you know, other countries, they use a restroom different ways where you got to stand and squat. That's the type of toilet that is. They got to stand and squat. That's crazy.
Area as well. So if they go to the toilet to know to do their business, or if they were to take a shower, we can see everything. At night, The CCTVs that is inside the cell are equipped in a way that they can see in the dark. This is a one-man cell setting. It can be psychologically small in a way if you are cooped up here for a very long time.
For the weekend, is really very big.
All right, so they didn't say it. He's about to explain it, but I want to just expound upon what that said. So it's implying that these guys who are in the one-man cells and maximum security lockdown, they probably do have access to programs, rehabilitation programs, classes throughout the week. So they are able to get out of their cells, which is extremely helpful and makes your time go by. But he's about to explain that the weekends are terrible. Why is he going to say the weekends are terrible? Because they don't have classes. And he's stuck in his cell for those 48 hours and is trying not to lose his mind. I'm sure that's what he's about to say.
Impact. Very, very big impact. For 48 hours, knowing that your perimeter is only this much, it really disturbs the mind and the body as well.
Man, hold up. We just got to look at his charges. Man, they get this boy 3 years and 4 months just for drug consumption and obstructing a public servant. So just for using drugs and probably running from the police, they get his dog 3 years and 4 months. Man, they ain't playing in Singapore, man. Dang.
My wax, my moisturizer, my lip balm, my lotion, these are all the things that I don't have here.
Before I came here, I was a fitness trainer. I was living a high life, a luxurious life. People wanting to get a car, to get a bike, to get a house, to get every single thing. I managed to get it all done before even I hit 30. For this time,
and that's that hurt, bro. You know, whenever you're in prison, bro, you just look back at your past and everything you just forfeited and everything you lost. Kids, accomplishments, possessions, freedom, friends, loved ones. And that's why if you don't occupy yourself with your time, you drive yourself crazy and get depressed.
My sentence, I was caught trespassing to Istana. During that time, I was in a high in drugs. I just tend to follow my thoughts. And I like to go to places that eventually are interesting or unique. When I was being caught, I have a drug utensil with me. That is when I was led to the drug consumption. I was sentenced to 3 years imprisonment for drug consumption and 4 months for drug utensil possession. The blankets is the most, for me, important one because the blanket can change to become pillow. Then we have plastic spoon. Usually, I think you guys use only once. Alright, then throw. Yes, this thing is like 1 year plus with me. 1 year plus. Yeah, this one tasteless.
And that's definitely a fact too, bro. Things that he mentioned are throwaways, bro. In prison, man, they last forever. Spoons, pens, any random thing, man, like trash, literally, it becomes treasure in the chain gang.
Made from China. Yeah, totally this one, I don't know why they give us, I think maybe budgeting or what, but it doesn't give any effect.
Picture this. You're sitting at home alone watching YouTube videos, wondering why you can't find the motivation to do the things you need or want to do.
Yeah, totally, seriously. So, because I'm a worker, so this thing is not the normal soap. So this one is quite good, better than the normal soap. The normal soap one is too dry, way too dry.
Scented soap is one of those things that motivate inmates to maintain their conduct and behavior in prisons so that they can actually go for work soon. So once you go to...
This guy just seems like a douchebag. I'm assuming this is Jim Ang is probably the enforcer, the one who freaking cracks down with every rule. I don't want to slander this man. I don't know, but I just get that type of vibe as he's talking about the purpose of rehabilitation, man. You go in that cell for a month, bro. You figure out how it feels, bro.
To work, then we actually given allowance. Then you'll be able to purchase canteen items like soap.
All right, it's a laundry room. Looks like they're, looks like it kind of had chemicals maybe, or I don't know what, but it's definitely a laundry room. They got the washer and dryer. Rebel Convict family, if you didn't know, I am a rapper. It is my career. My artist name is EI the King. So go ahead and stream and listen to my music wherever you listen to your music, Spotify, Apple, wherever. Go to my other YouTube channel, EI the King. Go check out my music videos. If you don't know, I wrote my first album while I was in prison, and a lot of my music I still write and dedicate it to those who are incarcerated. This is so they can be inspired, to be encouraged. And for those of you who don't know my story, throughout 12 years in prison, I authentically encountered Jesus. He radically transformed my life. And we just always want to give back to the prison system and those who are doing their time, to remind them that in the middle of their bid, God got a huge call and purpose for their life, and that they can tap into their identity through faith in Christ Jesus. So until next time, it's your boy, EI the King, and this is the Incarceration Podcast.